To knock off Ishpeming on Friday, Negaunee is going to need more plays like that. Good evening, everyone. October 5th, 2012. Not sure what I was doing that day, probably at a Burger King drive-thru giving them a hard time about my order. So I can't get a Big Mac? Can I get a pizza then? But what other significant event happened on that day? It was the last time the Ishpeming football team lost a regular season game, and their opponent was Negaunee. 3 years later, could history repeat itself? It's a matchup of two undefeated teams, as the Miners will take the short drive to Ishpeming to take on the Hematites. And you can be sure the entire team has taken time to do their homework on one of the best teams in the entire state.
You know, they're good at what they do. They don't do a ton. They have good athletes in the right positions, and they're going to do what they do well. And in order to be able to stop that, we have to execute well defensively.
They're just all around good. Everybody does what they need to do pretty much. Tackle good, fast.
Stay focused on defense. Do your 111th. Stay together as a team, and as long as you all do that, I think if you play together, you can stop anyone.
Physicality. We're gonna have to be better than them. We're gonna have to be stronger than them, faster than them. That's gonna do the job.
The Hematites were idle this past week while the Miners took down Norway at home, and when I asked Coach Jacobson if he felt that gave Ishpeming an advantage, he said, not really.
You know, there's pros and cons to everything in this game of football, you know, and all I know is that when it's all said and done, the team that scores the most points on a Friday night wins. So whatever leads up to it, you know, whatever.
Negaunee has been ranked just under Ishpeming in every UPSSA poll this year, so a win could definitely shake up the polls. It's always good to have a backup plan. If I ever succumb to injury, JT can step in and fill in admirably. Now, if he goes down, then we're stuck with Caleb Scanlon, and he needs an hour and 15 minutes just to do his hair. I mean, you got to trim that by at least an hour. So our options are pretty limited, unlike the Negaunee Miners, who are down to their third quarterback, but they haven't missed a beat. The starter going into the season was Ben Luke, but he got hurt before the first game. Then 2 weeks ago against Gwyn, Brock Aho was injured, so in comes Eric Hurst, and not much has changed.
I think he's responded how you would expect him to respond. He's a young guy. He's got a lot of moxie. He's got a lot of confidence in his own ability, as do we. And you know, it showed. You know, we're 4th and 14 in Gwyn, and he's the first play from scrimmage when he throws a touchdown pass to Dylan. So, you know, he's gonna do what we ask him to do, and he's gonna do it well. And you know, we like I said, we have every bit of confidence in his ability.
It's been really fun, actually. I mean, good experience. Got a lot closer to my teammates. Like, know what it's like to play on a varsity football team now, really, because I didn't play very much actually. But now that I'm starting on quarterback, it's a lot more fun and more exciting.
I asked Hurst what it's like to play on an offense with so many weapons, and he says, who wouldn't want to play with these guys?
We can pretty much do anything we want, I guess. I mean, we can give it to George, we can throw the ball to Jeff or Parker, Tassin. I mean, we can run almost anything.
2 undefeated teams will enter on Friday night, but only one will walk away unblemished. Should be a great one.